Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we have a very disturbing report of somebody who was arrested on a Carnival cruise ship. We have ports about to reopen after Hurricane Ian came by. We have protocols changing for one of the last holdouts for protocols out there. Yeah, lots and lots to talk about. First off that I want to cover is it was a very busy week for the Coast Guard emergency rescue this week. Not one, not two, but 3 times passengers had to be airlifted from cruise ships this week. And, it's not unusual to see somebody airlifted from a cruise ship. I've seen probably 10 or 11 now in my cruising. However, I just wanted to mention that because I just want to make sure everybody has their insurance with medical evacuation when they travel. It can be anything from a broken leg to a heart attack to anything, right? A car accident on an excursion. You want to be covered, and you see it all the time. Those people being airlifted off a helicopter or the Coast Guard coming out to reach them. Well, let's hope every single one of them have insurance, because you've heard the horror stories of people who don't have insurance. We did have one cruise port shut down because of damage. That was Grand Turk shut down their cruise port and their area because of some damage to the dock and superficial damage to the area. Well, it looks like they're scheduled to reopen on October 11th, and the first ship scheduled to come back is the Carnival Sunrise. However, remember, that's scheduled. It's still a week away. That could change. It depends on how the repairs go to the dock and if it's deemed safe to open it. Speaking of opening up, we have Bermuda that is now saying that on October 25th, you will no longer need to test to go into that. That's testing. The masks mandate inside and outside are now removed. They're slowly removing all of their COVID-19 health protocols, which is really good because they are one of the last holdouts. Remember, it was always Canada, Bermuda, and Greece. Canada, Bermuda, and Greece. Now it's Bermuda and some of Greece. Greece is almost open up, and now Bermuda seem to be the only last holdout. Now, there is one COVID-19 measure that's going to remain, and that is the travel authorization fee of $40. Because after all, that's a brand new tax revenue. Oh, sorry. I mean income revenue for the Bermuda government. It's not a tax after all. It's a travel authorization that was needed for COVID because of the extra danger of having to house people and medical costs of people coming from cruise ships and travelers. That's why they instituted the $40 for that safety measure. It's funny how things that have been introduced for a one-time thing because of something that was an emergency seems to stick around when it comes time to remove that fee and money, and they lose that money out of the coffers. How much money, you ask? Well, Bermuda is expected to earn over $30 million in 2023 just from that $40 visitor's fee. Travel authorization tax, I mean, fee, if you will. I just get I get a kick out of that. It's not just North American governments, folks, or Canadian governments, or British governments, or Australia. Every country does the exact same thing. It's hilarious. Now, I do have a very, very serious topic to talk about a man arrested getting off of a Carnival cruise ship, and it's a pretty big warning. But before I get there, also, it touches on some very touchy subject matter, so I'll warn you right now. But before you get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you want to keep up to date with all things cruising, from health protocols to cruise ship reviews. I have some reviews coming out on the Oasis in the next couple days. as well as all the news to make your trip easier and safer, and maybe even save you a little bit of money on your next cruise vacation. I hope you'll join us on the channel. Just hit the subscribe button. Again, doesn't cost a thing. It just says, hey, YouTube, people like cruising videos, let's share it to more people. And again, thank you to everybody who's already subscribed and to those about to do so. All right, we have, this is a touch one. A man was arrested this weekend getting off the cruise ship, the Carnival Sunrise, in Miami. The Miami-Dade police were sitting there waiting for him and arrested him for allegedly lewd and lascivious behavior on the cruise ship. Now, what did the man do? It's pretty disturbing if it's true, and I'm not, some places are showing the man's picture, some people are saying his name. I'm not going to do that because he's only accused. We don't know the story behind it. We don't know anything yet, so we're just going to say a 51-year-old man was accused of kissing a 5-year-old girl on the mouth. Yeah. And who knows what more may have happened if it wasn't stopped. But yeah, the police were sitting there waiting for him when he got back to Miami. All reports are so far that the man refused to cooperate with police. He refused to talk to police. He refused to answer questions from police. Now, the police and the cruise lines are going to work together, and they are going to look for film footage. There are video cameras every few feet on cruise ships. There's not too many square inches of a cruise ship that are not covered by closed-circuit TV. So pretty sure that if this event happened, it will be caught and it will be turned over to the police and the prosecutors involved. It's just a warning out there for everybody, because it may seem like the safest place in the world. You're on a cruise ship, there's kids all over the place, it's a fun environment, it's a splash area, etc., etc. Doesn't mean you cannot keep an eye on your kids, because there are some dirtbags out there, and you basically always have to be aware. Never let them too far out of your sight, especially young children, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. Don't let them just run around. It's one thing to be in a kids club and supervised by them. You have to have authorization to check them in, check them out. Not anyone could just show up and say, hi, I'm their grandmother, I'm here to pick them up. No, they have to be pre-approved, and there's a code. There's a whole thing to follow in order to check your children in and out of a supervised event or a kids club on a cruise ship. And they do a really good job of keeping things, watched out and watching for people who should not be there. However, if you lose track of your kids running around in the pool and you're just sleeping and drinking and chatting, unfortunately, like I said, there are dirtbags out there. And let's hope that if this did happen, that the gentleman, first of all, is caught and seeks help. Because obviously that's something that this person needs. Whether it's forced help or he gets it on his own, somebody needs some help. Well, sorry about that topic, but I just have to warn people going with kids. It can happen anywhere. It can happen on Carnival. It can happen on Royal. It can happen on Princess. It can happen on Disney. It can happen anywhere. Always be aware of where your kids are at any given day. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.